Chuck grabbed some sticks and a handful of coconut fiber to use as kindling, hoping friction could get a fire going. He gripped the rod with both hands and ground it against the wood as hard as he could, waiting for the heat to catch. His technique was right, but the tools were garbage. The stick snapped without warning and tore his palm wide open. He completely lost it. He hurled the stick away, kicked the box across the ground, and flung Wilson for good measure, just trying to get the rage out. Chuck couldn't make sense of his luck. 6 months away on a work trip, finally heading home, and his plane goes down. He's the only one who made it, washed up alone on this island in the middle of nowhere. Too scared to die, too helpless to survive. But no matter how brutal reality got, survival still had to go on. He choked back the pain, rinsed his wound with seawater, wrapped it up, and picked the board back up. He tore a strip of cloth around the top of the stick, and tried again. This time he was calmer, steady, methodical, keeping his rhythm. Soon the kindling started putting out a thin ribbon of white smoke. He dropped down and blew on it. The smoke vanished in seconds. He picked up the board and stared at it, and finally figured it out. Every failed attempt had one thing in common. The board was flat on the ground, cutting off airflow. With that locked in, his confidence came roaring back. He dug a small pit, propped the board over it, set the kindling in place, and went again. Sure enough, white smoke started rising from the kindling almost immediately, like fire was just one breath away. Chuck could barely believe what he was seeing. He dropped to the ground and blew with everything he had. That night, Chuck lit a bonfire on the beach to celebrate his hard-won warmth. He was so pumped he was dancing and yelling like a kid. All the darkness just melted away. After the party died down, he lay by the fire, skewered a crab on a stick, and held it over the flames. He couldn't wait. He pulled a strip of crab meat from the claw and put it in his mouth, savoring every bite with pure, unfiltered joy. Then his toothache hit again like a freight train. He grabbed his jaw, dug the food back out, and just like that, lost his entire appetite. After eating, Chuck picked up 2 charred sticks and started sketching on the rock wall, trying to figure out how to get off the island. After some rough calculations, the answer was brutal. Unless a rescue team combed every single island in the South Pacific, there was zero chance anyone would find him here. Back to square one. But the next day, Chuck had zero headspace to think about any of that. The toothache had gotten so bad his whole head was throbbing. He couldn't focus on anything. He barely made it to nightfall without eating a thing. Chuck stared at his wife's photo and made a gutsy call. He grabbed one ice skate, flipped the other one over to use as a mirror, and pressed the long end of the blade firmly against the bad tooth. Just getting into position had him sweating through the pain. But he held on, reached for a smooth rock he'd set aside, lined it up with the other end of the skate blade, and forced himself to strike.